Hi viewers, welcome to the channel Global English Academy, which aims at teaching English language and literature. So in this class, I am going to talk about the most important component of English grammar, that is the subject-verb agreement. First, we will look at what is subject and what is verb, and the agreement between subject and verb. Right. So what is subject here? Subject is does the action, or you could say the performer of the action, right? And verb is action or the performance, right? One who does the action is known as subject, right? Say for example, here Raju writes a letter. Here Raju is a subject. Why? Because here the performer here is Raju is doing the action, right? That's why Raju is a subject. Say for example, Varun reads a book. Here Varun is a subject who is reading a book, right? And she eats an apple. Here she is a subject, right, who is eating an apple, right? So in other words, you could say subject does the action and verb is nothing but a action. That's it. Okay. Then the agreement here is very simple. If the subject is singular, and verb must be singular, right? If the subject is plural, verb must be plural. That's it. Okay. Here we have the list of nouns, right? So book is a singular noun, mango is a singular noun, boy is a singular noun, baby is a singular noun, right? Books is plural noun, right? Mangoes plural noun, boys, babies. So these are the plural nouns. Here we have the list of verbs, singular verbs we have, and we have plural verbs. Here works is a singular verb, right? And comes, does, tries, is. Yes, usually verb consists of an yes or es form, right, when it is in singular form, right? Then plural verbs we have work, come, do, try, right? So let me let me make it very simple. So here student is a singular, that's why the verb here is singular, right? The verb here used, it's a singular. Student comes to school, right? So here student is singular, as well as the verb is also singular, right? Then students come to school. Here students, the verb here is plural, that's why the verb here is also plural, right? So I am going to give some other example now. My brother works in Mysore. Here my brother is a singular, but when it is in my brothers, it becomes plural. The verb here is also used plural, right? My brother works in Mysore, right? If the subject is singular, verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, verb must be plural. My brothers works in Mysore, right? So then we have the rule, right? So I is first person singular. I is first person singular, right? Here verb in the present tense, verb must be singular, right? Verb must be singular. Say for example, I work in Mysore, you could say, right? But we are not supposed to say that I works, it's wrong. I work in Mysore. We first person plural, we should say we work in Mysore, right? You is second person singular, right? For example, you work in Mysore. You work in Mysore, right? So here he, she, it, these are the third person singular, right? So the verb here is singular. We should use singular verb. She works in Mysore. He works in Mysore. It works in Mysore, right? They is third person plural. So the verb here is work. They work in Mysore, right? So but when it goes to past tense, no, so we should say I worked in Mysore, right? We worked in Mysore, you worked in Mysore, she worked in Mysore, he worked in Mysore, they worked in Mysore. So the difference here is when the subject, there is no changes takes place in the past tense, whether in terms of subject or a verb, there is no changes takes place in the past tense. Only ed form, it has, okay, ed form it has, verb is going to, take, verb form, that is the ed, right? So here Raju works in Mysore. Here Raju is a singular, right? So the verb form should be singular. Mysore looks beautiful. Here Mysore is singular and verb form should be singular. That's why it's a looks. Mother helps me. Mothers. It's not mothers. It's a mother. It's a singular subject. No. So that's why the verb here is singular. Mother verb. Mother helps me. Sagar drives the car. Here Sagar is a singular subject and verb should be, singular. She sings very well. Children play games. Here no, child is singular, children is plural, right? So children subject is plural and the verb should be, plural, right? Parents, parents, it's not a parent, it's a parents. So subject here is plural and verb should be plural. Help, it's not helps, we should say parents help me, right? Then children sing very nice. Here children is plural. That's why the verb form should be plural, right? They learn English. They learn. Third person plural, no? Right. So that's why the verb should be plural. I teach English. You learn English. Right. That's it. Then the agreement here is, now we will look at do forms, right? If the subject is singular, so which, do form should be used? If the subject is plural, which subject form, do form should be used, right? Here I, it takes in present tense, no, it takes do form. I do not work in Mysore, I do work in Mysore, right? If we, first person plural, no, we should use do form. Here again do, we do not work in Mysore, we do not work in Mysore, we do work in Mysore, right? Then you, second person singular and plural, so here also do form, do is used, right? Say for example, you don't work in Mysore, you don't work in Mysore, right? Then he, she, it, these are the, third person singulars, right? So here do form here is does is used, right? Here we should use does form, right? Say for example, she does work in Mysore, we should say. We are not supposed to say she do work in Mysore, it's a wrong usage. We should use she does work in Mysore. When we may convert this sentence into negative, no, it becomes she does not work in Mysore, right? Then they is third person plural, right? So here we should use do form, that is the do. They do not work in Mysore, they do work in Mysore. But we should not say they does work in Mysore, it's wrong, right? We should say they do not work in Mysore, right? But when it goes to past tense, here do form did is used, right? Any subject for that matter, whether it is I, we, you, he, she, it, they, any subject, no, we should use do form did in past tense. I did work in Mysore, you did work in Mysore, we did work in Mysore, she did work in Mysore, it did work in Mysore, they did work in Mysore, right? Here we have some more examples. Raju does not work in Delhi. Here does not. Do form does not. It's here subject is singular, Raju, right? That's why the do form does is a singular verb, right? That's why does is used, right? Raju does not work in Delhi, right? Does Mysore look beautiful? Here, does, right? Mysore is a subject is singular. That's why the verb here does is singular verb, right? Does mother help me? Sagar does not drive the car, right? She does not sing very well, right? And we should not say she do not sing very well. It's a wrong usage, right? We should use subject here is singular, no? That's why the verb form should be singular. That is the does, right? She does not sing very well. Do the children play games? Here, no, subject is plural, right? That's why the verb form do is plural. Do the children play games? Do the parents help me? The children do not sing nice, right? Do they learn English? I do not teach English. Do you learn English? Here, do subject is plural, do is also plural verb, right? Then we have form, right? If the subject is singular, which have form should be used? If the subject is plural, which have form should be used? Here, if subject is I, first person singular, here verb should be have. I have in present tense, it's not in past tense, right? I have a pen, right? But we should not say I has a pen, it's wrong. Here third person singular, no, he, she, it, there we should use has. But in first person singular I, we should use have for, that is the have. I have a pen, right? We have a pen, right? We here is first person plural, so the verb form here have should be used, right? We have a pen, I have a pen, right? Then second person singular, you is second person singular, you have a pen, you have a pen, right? Then he, she, it, third person singular, and verb form should be has should be used here. She has a pen, right? We should not say she have a pen, it's wrong. We should use she has a pen, he has a pen, it has a pen, right? Then third person singular, that is the they, third person plural. So here have form should be have should be used, right? Say for example, they have a pen, they have a pen, right? Have. But when it goes to past tense, right, when it goes to past tense, no, have form had should be used, right? Whatever the subject here is, whether the subject is singular or plural, but past tense, no, we should use had. I had a pen, we had a pen, you had a pen, she had a pen, it had a pen, and they had a pen, right? So for example, Raju has worked in Delhi. Here third person singular, no, Raju is a third person singular. That's why has verb form has should be used, right? Mysore has a good name. Mysore third person singular. That's why have should be used, right? My mother third person singular, has should be used. My mother has asked me. Sagar again third person singular, verb should be has. Sagar has a car, she has got good result, right? So if the subject is plural, right, if the subject is plural, children, the verb form should be plural, right? That is the have. We should use, if the subject is plural, do have form should be have should be used, right? For example, children have to play, right? Parents have helped me, parents have helped me. Students have their dreams. They have written exam, right? Third person plural. That's why verb should be plural have, right? They have written a exam. I have taught English. You have many books, right? Then we have be form, right? If the subject is plural, no, which be form should be used? If the subject is singular, which be form should be used? Here I is first person singular, that's why be form am is used. I am a doctor, I am a teacher, right? Then we is first person plural, that's why verb be form or should be used, right? We are students, we are students, right? We are students. Then you, second person singular and plural. Here be form or is used, right? You are a doctor, you are a doctor, right? Then he, she, it, third person singular, right? So these are all third person singular, he, she, it. That's why verb be form is used here. Is, right? She is a doctor, he is a teacher, right? It is a bird, right? Then they is third person plural, so here be form or should be used. Are, right? They are students, they are teachers, right? Or be form or should be used if the subject is third person plural, that is the they, right? Then say for example, Raju is working in Delhi. Raju is working in Delhi. Here Raju is a subject, here subject is singular, Raju is a singular subject, right? That's why is should be used, right? Raju is working in Delhi. Mysore is beautiful. Mysore is the subject here is singular, Mysore, and verb is also a singular verb, right? Mother is helping me. Here mother subject is singular, that's why verb should be singular, right? She is driving the car, right? She is singing very well, right? But we are not supposed to say she are, it's wrong. She are driving the car, subject here is singular, no, that's why is should be used, right? Then students are playing games. Here subject is plural and verb form are is also a plural, right? Parents, here parents is verb is plural, that's why the verb are is also plural, right? Parents are helping me. Here why we should use are here? Because the subject is plural. Children are singing, they are learning English. I am teaching English, you are learning English, right? That's it. Then here if the subject is third person singular, he, she, it, any singular, verb form should be v1, verb 1, right? There we should use do form does if the subject is third person singular. She does, he does, it does. But when it goes to past tense, we should use do form, that is the did, right? She did, he did, it did, right? Then if the subject is third person singular, he, she, it, have form should be used. Has, she has, he has, it has, right? But when it goes to past tense, we should say he had a pen, she had a pen, it had a pen, right? So if the subject is third person singular, again he, she, it, no, so there be form is should be used, right? Say for example, she is a doctor, he is a doctor, it is a bird. Is in present tense, but in past tense we should use she was. She was a doctor. He was a doctor. It was raining, right? Was before, right? Then, if the subject is plural, for example, I, we, you, they, no, the verb form should be plural, right? For example, no, here do form, no, we should use do, right? If the subject is plural, we do, they do, you do, I do, right? But in past tense we should say we did, I did, you did, right? Then in have forms, no, so if the subject is plural, I, we, you, they, have form should be has should be used, right? Sorry, have should be used. We have, they have, I have, we have, right? Then in past tense, right, have form had should be used. We had, they had, we had, I had, right? Then if the subject is plural, I, we, you, they, be form or was, were should be used, right? In present tense we should say we are playing a cricket, but when it goes to past tense we were playing a cricket, were, they are students in present tense, right? But in past tense it becomes they were students, were, right? So here one more thing we must know when we are going to study about subject verb agreement. So here will, shall, can, could, may, might, should, could, right? So these are all modal auxiliary verbs, right? If the modal auxiliary verbs, right? So here modal auxiliary verbs are very important, right? So she will come, right? If modal auxiliary verb comes before the subject, so verb form should be, plural. She will come, it's not she will comes, it's wrong, right? We should say she will come, right? Then will, if will comes before the subject they, right, the verb form should be plural. They will come, it's not they will comes, it's wrong. We should say they will come. Children can learn English. Children can learn English. It may rain, right? It may rain, right? So if modal auxiliary verbs comes in a sentence, no, especially in present tense, there is no changes takes place in the verb, right? If there is no modal auxiliary verbs, no, say for example she comes. Here in this sentence there is no modal auxiliary verbs, that's why verb is singular. If there is a modal auxiliary verb, say for example she will come, it's not come. Why? Because here we have modal auxiliary verbs. Whenever we get modal auxiliary verbs before the subject, verb should be plural, that's it, okay? Then there are some special clauses, right, in subject verb agreement, right? So compound subject with and or, right? Say for example Raju comes to school. Here subject is singular, comes, it's not a come. Why? Because Raju is also singular, comes, the verb form is also singular, right? As I told you, the rule is if the subject is singular, verb form should be singular, that's why, right? Raju and Ravi, here subject is not a singular, here we have two subject, Raju and Ravi, so that's why it becomes plural, subject becomes plural, that's why verb should be plural, come. It's not comes. Right? Raju and Ravi come to school. If the subject is singular, right, then only we should use singular verb, right? Here Raju or Ravi comes to school. Here either Raju or Ravi comes to school, right? That's why here subject is singular or is used, no, right? Raju or Ravi, not sure, we should not sure whether Raju will, Raju comes or Ravi comes, right? That's why subject is singular, verb should be singular. Then Raju or his friends, it's not a friend, right? Raju or his friends, so the subject becomes plural, right? That's why verb should be plural, come, it's not comes, right? Raju or his friends, so the subject becomes plural, no, friends. That's why verb form plural should be used, right? Then the indefinitive pronouns anyone, everyone, someone, no one, nobody are always singular and therefore requires singular verbs, right? So these indefinitive pronouns, no, they always stands for singular verbs, singular subject, right? Say for example, everyone likes me. Everyone, right? Subject is singular, that's why verb should be singular. Likes, it is not a like, it's wrong. We should say everyone likes me, right? It's right. Then someone has called me. Has, subject is singular, has should be used here, right? No one comes, no one no one comes to the meeting. Here no one is, the subject here is singular, that's why verb comes should be used, right? Then nobody is in the classroom. Nobody, right? Nobody is in the classroom. Here subject is also singular, verb is also singular, right? Then the words and phrases each one, either, neither, everyone, anyone, anybody, nobody, somebody and someone are singular and requires singular verb, right? Then each boys, here boys, it's not a boy, boys, but the subject here is plural. But if we have, indefinitive pronoun before the subject, no, we should, it becomes singular, subject becomes, singular. Each boys, it's not boys. If it is a boys, no, without a indefinitive pronoun, boys want, it's not wants, it just want, right? Each boys wants to come, right? Each, right? If there is no indefinitive, pronoun in this sentence, no, it should be boys want to come, right? Then everyone needs help. Everyone, indefinitive pronoun, right? That's why verb should be singular, right? Everyone needs. Then nobody comes to the meeting. Nobody, here nobody is also singular subject, verb subject is singular here and verb should be singular. Then either wants to eat. Either wants to eat. Either, here the subject is also singular. Either Raju or Ravi writes a letter. Either Ravi or Raju writes a letter. We don't know who writes a letter, whether here Raju writes a letter or Ravi writes a letter. That's why either is subject becomes singular. If we use either or in the sentence, no, the subject becomes singular. Either Raju or Ravi writes a letter. Then neither Raju nor his friends, it's not friend, it is friends. Neither Raju nor his friends. The subject here is plural. That's why verb should be plural. Right? Write a letter. Right? Neither Raju nor his friends write a letter. Then collective nouns are words that imply more than one person but are considered singular and take singular verb. Right? Say for example here, no, group is a collective noun. Right? Team is collective noun. Crowd, family, class. Right? Family is singular. Family is singular. Singular noun. But families, no, it becomes plural noun. Families. Team is singular. Singular noun. Teams, it becomes, plural. Right? So if the subject is singular, even though it is a, collective noun, but family here is singular. Families is plural, right? Say the group meets, the group singular, the subject is singular, it's not a groups, it's a group. The group meets, the verb here is, subject here is singular, verb must be singular. The group meets every week, right? If it is groups, no, the verb becomes the groups meet. It's not a meet. Why? Because here groups is plural, right? Meet every week, right? So this is the difference, right? My family wants to meet you. My family, it's not families. Even though it is a collective noun, my family, right? But the subject is singular here. Family, it's not families. My family wants to meet you. Wants. Subject here is singular, verb is also singular, right? So this is all about a subject verb agreement, right? So we have discussed what is subject and what is verb and the agreement between the subject and verb, right? See, in general, you just remember, if the subject is singular, verb must be singular. If the subject is plural, and its verb must be plural. That's it, right? So this is all about a subject and verb agreement. So thank you for watching this video.